All right, hey Rich, how you doing today?
Good. What's going on, brother man? Ramiro, how you feeling?
I feel pretty okay. Been working on my Among Us video, and I think I'm actually gonna get done with that later today, like after we finish the podcast.
Hell yeah.
Um, it's been a while. I don't know, man. I'm slow when it comes to making videos. I wish I could make them fast. I can't. I've come to accept that I cannot do what some of those YouTubers do and put out 3 to 4 videos a week. I don't know how some of them do that. I can barely put out a video every 2 weeks.
I think you do a
But
pretty good
it's
job.
yeah, but some of them just uh, like without having an editor. I just don't know how you could do it. Just because the amount of time it just takes, the amount of it's like for if for you guys don't make content, like for you to record a video, like let's say you're gonna do a 10-minute video talking about why the the Krusty Krab is superior to the chum bucket. Let's say you're gonna do a 10-minute video. I just say on that. Whatever. You wrote a script, 500 words. You're gonna elaborate on your points. It might take you 30 minutes to record that once you get past your hiccups and like reading words incorrectly. But if you want to edit that together, that depending on how you edit it, that could take anywhere between 30 minutes to literally days or weeks, depending on how much work you want to put into it. And I did a small little animation for the video, and it's very basic animation. I've talked about it before, puppeteering. I'm not going to go into it again, but it's like that on its own just took a couple of days, and like I finished it last night, and I was like, all right, fuck this. I don't think I'm going to do this again for a while. But as far as my week stuff, so I finally checked out Transformers: Fall of Cybertron. I remember I talked about this, I think like a month or two ago,
Yeah.
and we're talking about how it's a brand new Transformers show. It's out on Netflix. So during the weekend, because I was doing like so much like little animation stuff, and I wasn't really listening, I was watching it in the background and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, that's a so completed chapter one, which is 6 episodes long. That's probably the best Transformer piece of media that I have ever seen.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's very very good. The whole I remember when we first talked about it, I said, "Yeah, dude, they go a little bit into like the racial differences between like the Decepticons and the Autobots, and
Yeah.
that not only do they go into it, but it just becomes a focal point of the first season. And without getting too much into spoilers, basically the Autobots were kind of like the aristocrats, and the Decepticons were once because I don't they haven't fully explained at least in this. Okay, for how much Transformer lore do you know?
A decent amount, like probably a casual amount. Maybe a
Okay,
little bit more
um,
than your average casual. Like I know who Hot Rod is
okay.
when
Have you?
Optimus died and then Galvatron got introduced, so I know that much.
Okay, okay, that's good. Do you know? Did you see the movies?
Yeah.
All right, how many of the movies did you see? I
Um.
stopped at four. After four, I was like, "Fuck, I
Honestly,
don't like this series at all."
I think I've seen all of them.
Really?
Yeah.
I couldn't
And
watch the last one.
included the animated ones.
Um, which animated ones?
The one where Optimus
The
got
old
killed.
one.
Yeah. Optimus got
Yeah. Okay.
killed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that old one. I've seen parts of it. I don't really. I know people say it's like, "Ooh, the best Transformers movie."
It's
I don't
pretty
care.
good. Yeah.
It's yeah. I'm sure it's good, and I'm sure it's good. I'm sure at the time when it was released, I'm sure it talked about stuff that Transformers didn't get into.
Hmm.
But I know it's sacrilegious to say, but old movie is old movie.
It is pretty old. I mean, it is dated. Only it's like, our generation would probably
Yeah,
like really appreciate
it's
it.
like it's like watching Batman of the Mask of the Phantasm. That one animated movie that somehow got into theaters, and then going like, "Oh, that's the best Batman movie," because artistically it's a cartoon.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know
But
about
honestly,
that.
I can say my favorite Transformers movie is probably Bumblebee. I think Bumblebee was really good,
That
and
one I didn't see either.
the soundtrack was fucking fire. Like
Oh,
it's
that's
a
cool.
good ass movie.
It's on my to watch list. I was thinking about either checking it out this week or next week because it's on Hulu.
Yeah, yeah,
And
Bumblebee's definitely worth a watch. The first Transformers was really funny. It was good. Then after that, it just definitely goes downhill after that. But Bumblebee's good. Very good movie.
Okay, so to give some, did you ever see the show Transformers Prime?
Yes.
Okay, all right, the animated show.
Yeah.
Okay, you saw all 3 seasons, or just the first one, or
I
just
can only
here and there?
remember the first because it was like that, and then I started watching Beast Wars, which kind of had
Okay.
Optimus as the gorilla and shit.
Yeah. Oh man, that was interesting. I hope they bring that back in some kind of incarnation because I think that would be really cool.
Mm-hmm. That's where everyone got
but-
Beast Mode from. Everyone was talking about Beast Mode from like Marshall, what is it, Lynch or whatever his name is, the football player. I forget his name all the time because
this is. I remember this from back in high school. People started saying Beast Mode all the time.
Beast Mode came from fucking Beast Wars. All right, if y'all gonna say that, know where it comes from. All right,
that's funny. Okay, so you definitely know a little bit more than average. So to give some history, because this is probably gonna be like a 10 to 15 minute me just talking about Transformers. So just settle in, grab your drink, whatever. Because I do like Transformers a lot. I used to have a lot of the toys. Wish I didn't get rid of them when I was a kid, but we moved a lot and I didn't keep track of them. All right, now so the Transformers movies were really cool. They introduced a whole bunch of new concepts, and they kind of organized the lore of the Transformers in a way that wasn't crazy confusing, even though it wasn't always consistent. So Transformers 1 came out. They talked about the Cube. The Cube was a reference to more or less the Allspark.
yeah,
and the Allspark kind of gives Transformers their life, or can, and depending on what you watch and when you watch it, like if you watch some of the other cartoons, it can make them stronger, give them form changes, do all kinds of stuff. It's a plot device for the sake of plot device. But the Cube, they mostly refer to it as the Allspark. That was the thing in the first movie. Fun fact about the next 2 movies. The second movie was written when they had a writer's strike. The reason why the second movie is so bad is because the writers could not finish the script for the movie because they were on strike. So the only thing that the studio could do was make the fight scenes that they already kind of planned out. So they did the fight scenes first, and then when the writers got off strike, they wrote around the fight scenes, which is why Transformers 2 has the best fight scenes because they had like the most time to work on them. But then the worst story because they were working on that movie in a backwards ass way, essentially.
Yeah, so they had like the Constructicons in the second one, right?
Yep.
And then they also had those whack ass stereotype ones, like the Spanish one, and they were like the Spanish one. I was like, what the fuck is this, man?
Which is really funny because Michael Bay was, I think they went to court over that because they were getting sued that it was too racist.
Yeah.
And so Michael Bay's defense was like, well, when you're making a cartoon, it's a caricature of whatever you're making, which is true. That's the definition of caricature, is to make a cartoon out of something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's all his fault. I'm not sure who wrote that character or what direction they wanted to do that. It's like, but whoever thought that was a good idea, no.
And so like so what was really funny is that they asked a follow-up question. They asked them, well, Pixar makes kids cartoons all the times and none of them are racist. And I think Michael's Bay response was something like, well, that's because they know what they're doing.
Yeah, not anymore.
I don't know. I stopped keeping up with Pixar after a while. So did they recently do something that was racist?
No, I'm just saying they've probably done something like a caricature back then. I'm not the moral authority here. I'm just saying.
Okay. You're right. I would say you're right. I mean, there's a good way, and because caricatures a lot of times they're based on stereotypes, or at least what's kind of well known about whatever culture they're trying to display.
Yeah. Like
a good example is, fuck this dude, but the Cosby Show. Not the Cosby Show, but I mean the cartoon, the Fat Albert one.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's a pretty good example of, like, I would say just what black culture was back then without really being like racist.
Yeah, even like was it Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder? I thought that was hilarious because it was like him playing what he thought black guys were supposed to act like, which was like most stereotypical thing he could immediately think of, which was hilarious because it was just out of ignorance. It was funny.
Absolutely, and then as a foil, the other side of the coin they had in that same movie was the other black dude, the booty sweat guy.
Yeah,
I can't remember what his name was.
Yeah, I know you're.
Well, anyway. Yeah, like him, like they try and make him, like, his whole image is that of like a thug hip hop dude or whatever.
Yeah.
just your stereotypical like black rapper that made it to fame, and then like him and Robert Downey Jr. have like a really grown up conversation about like revenue flow, and then Robert Downey Jr. can't even keep up with him.
Yeah. And then the whole time like he ends up being gay, which is just ridiculous.
Yeah, they invert it and then invert it even more on itself, which is cool. That you subvert expectations. That's what it's called.
Yes, absolutely.
So back to Transformers. That's the reason why the second one was like considered bad, was because they made the fight scenes because they weren't able to write the movie, and then they did everything else around that. Transformers 3, writing was back on track, which is why writing for if you look at reviews for the first 3 Transformers movies, the third one got better reviews than the second one. All right,
that's when the other Prime came back.
Yeah, the other Prime, and that's the thing. So Transformers, the movies, they brought in that idea of, oh, the Primes are like a subgroup of Transformers that are kind of better, like battle wise.
Yeah.
And can think at a higher level than some of these other Transformers.
Yeah.
And so in the movies, it was mentioned that Megatron was like a brother to Optimus, and that's also a reference to the cartoon because they say that in there as well. But in the movies, they kind of beat around the bush. It's never confirmed, 100% confirmed. But, you know, in the first one, he mentions it, and then they mention it again a little bit. They kind of reference it in the third one. And in the second one, they reference a whole bunch of Transformers lore as well when Sam is having his weird breakdowns, but they don't dive too much into it. So, if you go to Transformers 4 and 5, they talk more about like the Primes and these like knights or whatever, and they bring in some of the weapons and the lore, and they do such a shitty way of bringing it in. Like all these, and by the way, all this lore that they're bringing into the movies, it's like stuff that was barely touched upon in some of the comics.
Yeah, that's when Marky Mark joined, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that's one thing that I do like about the movies. I like the first 3 a lot for all their faults. I really like the first 3. The last 2, I really, really, really do not like at all. I like parts of the fourth one, but the other part, like the fifth one, I don't like it at all. So anyway, all that to say was that the movies, for the most part, they turned some interesting like little plot things that were never really used in the shows and the comic books that came before, and they turned them into like these really big things that kind of make sense in the story, kind of like how in the Marvel movies you'd have these characters that, like these side characters that in comic books make no sense being around, but in the movie they kind of give them a reason to be there.
Oh yeah, they do that very, very well.
Yeah, they do that really, really good with Marvel. So the reason I'm explaining all this, and I'll get to it right now, in Transformers Prime, the part of the reason why it's called Prime is because Optimus Prime is a Prime, and the first season revolves around him being a Prime. Something that's cool that they do in Transformers Prime is towards the end of the first season, Optimus Prime loses the Matrix of Leadership, which was introduced in the movies, and he is no longer a Prime. He goes by his old name before he turned into a Prime, called Orion Pax.
Oh.
And in Transformers Prime, and I'm only going over this because you haven't gone over it in a while. And I promise this will connect back to Fall of Cybertron. Just let me go crazy for a second.
Sure.
So, Orion Pax in that Transformers Prime series, Megatron was a gladiator. His name was Megatronus, and then he became somewhat of a politician, shortened his name to Megatron, and then was trying to get the help of Orion Pax, who was a librarian, to kind of bring equality to all their robots or whatever. And then eventually Megatron and Optimus split. And part of the reason why that is so prominent is because the people that wrote the Transformers Prime series were the people that introduced a lot of these lore bits into the Transformers movies. Robert Orci and something Kurtz, I can't remember their names.
Oh. Okay.
And I only know that because their names were featured all the time when the second one was being made because it was on strike. And back when I was like a super nerd about this, I would be literally refreshing the page like every day trying to get Transformers news.
No, that's really cool.
So the people that wrote a good chunk of the first movie and most of the second movie, they decided to write the Transformers Prime show, which is why it's really good. It's a lot more consistent, and it also touches on a lot of the things that the movie touched upon, but elaborates them a lot more.
Right.
So eventually, that show touches upon some other stuff. So fast forward to Fall of Cybertron, the new Netflix show. Not only does it grab from everything that the Transformers Prime did and that the movies did and the stuff from the toys, as well as some of the stuff that the video games touched on, the Fall of Cybertron and War for Cybertron, I think that's what it was called. They also keep on expanding on it, and which is really cool because at this point now you're actually getting like serious real world building. Because Beast Wars, the reason why Beast Wars happened was because I think in Transformers the first show, or I don't even think it was the first show. I think it was the second iteration of that show, which wasn't aired in America. The Transformers went into stasis or something, and while that was going on, the freaking Beast Wars Transformers crashed into Earth. And during like one of the scenes when he goes from being like a gorilla to a cybernetic gorilla, that's when he runs into the first generation Optimus and he's in stasis and he's like, oh shit, what the hell is going on here? Let me take your matrix of leadership. And then he turns into that cybernetic gorilla.
Yeah.
So back to War for Cybertron. It pretty much grabs almost every good piece of Transformers lore and in my opinion puts it in a really good story. The Decepticons were a lower class. The Autobots were a higher class. It just like kind of like Bumblebee. It starts pretty much you're at the end of the war. Like when the show starts, like the war's gonna end in a few days, and kind of or Cybertron's gonna fall apart, and they're trying to get the Allspark. And then on top of that, it goes a lot into Megatron and Optimus's background and how Optimus is at this point one of the last two primes. There's another prime that's with Optimus called Ultra Magnus, and it's really cool that Ultra Magnus and Optimus Prime, they look similar because they're both technically primes. Mm-hmm. And then they go into who taught them about leadership and all this stuff, and then that Megatron, and at least in this version, I can't tell if he's a gladiator or not, but he definitely mention it. They also mentioned once again his rise to power, and for the most part, Megatron is in control for most of the planet. But the other like really, really, really rad thing is that it takes place towards the end of the war, at a part where Optimus Prime isn't like 100% a leader yet, and that's really cool because unlike the movies, which didn't have a whole lot of character growth for most of the Transformers outside of Optimus, and even his character growth was kind of like the same in every single movie.
Yeah.
This show has a lot of character growth for a lot of different Transformers for different reasons. Not only that, it goes into like racial issues between the Autobots and the Decepticons, class issues, the reliance on to an extent kind of like fossil fuels, like fuels that are getting depleted because everyone's going after them. It's really cool, and then not only that, but it has that art style of the video games while also maintaining the art style of the first Transformers movie that you mentioned. So all this to say that out of all the Transformer media that's been out there, that's been made, produced, this looks like it learned from all of it, as well as took the best parts of all of it, and is creating a cohesive world. Once again, it's the first part. I don't know if it's gonna stay. I don't know if it's gonna be consistently good. I mean, the first season was good. I don't know how the second season will be, but it's. I highly recommend it. Pretty rad. I was pleasantly surprised.
Hell yeah.
Yep, that's my week.
It was all Transformers?
Yeah, it was that in editing, but yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I definitely, what did I watch? I watched The Boys.
How was that? My friends are always telling me to get into that, and I don't have Amazon Prime.
Yeah, people were telling me to get into it too. A lot of my cousins told me to get into it, but they also have told me to watch some things that I'm just like, oh shit, and I just stopped like listening to them. I think one of them was The Big Bang Theory, which I hate. I literally hate that show. Can't stand it. I think it's horrible. Yeah.
I don't like too many comedic shows.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate that show so much.
The only ones I can think of that I like are The Office and Scrubs, Arrested Development.
Yeah, because those are like smart shows. They're not shows that are like, oh, the joke is that you are smart. They have like smart or funny kind of jokes.
Yeah, but like go ahead. Sorry.
No, but The Boys, is actually worth watching. I will say this: I was wrong. Everyone who told me The Boys was good, you guys are correct. That show is really freaking entertaining. It's very good. I love it. It's so good. It's very entertaining. It's cool to watch like superheroes done in that fashion, because it takes like DC superheroes and just injects all this like real world ignorant bullshit into all of it. So there's like dirty politics. There's like they do fucked up shit in their personal life. They make bad choices. You know, they're humans, but they are like they have superpowers, and they're trying to work for this company, and the company has their own, you know, special interests, and they try to.
Oh, they
look
work
out.
for a company?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's weird.
Yeah, there's a lot of politics in it, but there's also a lot of like good action and a lot of like good good drama.
Yeah, the one clip I've seen of it is just where the fast dude runs through the guy's girlfriend.
Yeah,
which I don't know when that is, but I saw that and I was like, "Ooh, that's pretty fucked up."
Dude, that is relatively tame to how far that show goes. Like, it goes pretty fucking far. I'm like, wow, they really went there with this, and it's really entertaining.
I'll check it out. I'm probably gonna check it out when it ends. I'm a big. I don't know why, but as I've gotten older, I just check out shows when they're over.
Yeah, I like to binge stuff too. So I binged like season 1, and then I watched like a couple episodes of season 2, and I'm like, wow, they did a great job with this. I'm very interested. I'm probably gonna keep watching it.
Actually, to get back to you on the TV, the other thing that I did do that I totally forgot about, Esther, since you just brought up The Boys, it reminded me just because of the title of The Boys. But did you ever see that show Workaholics?
Yeah. Okay,
I saw up to like season 3 or 4. I didn't realize, since I have Hulu, I didn't realize it was on there. I finally watched the whole show. That's a weird show.
Yeah, it's very hit or miss on the jokes.
Very hit or miss.
Yeah.
A surprising amount of like animal gore for like a show that's like no, I'm serious. Like, there's one episode where they're making like weed burritos. They call them burritos, which is actually kind of funny.
That's definitely Workaholics.
And the food inspector comes and they get like a dead skunk and they're like grinding it up and mushing it into the burrito. And I'm looking at it going like, what the fuck is with the weird? There's another episode where they're making like beef jerky and they got pieces of cow hanging all over the room. Yeah. And I was just like, what is with this weird? It's like every like other, not even every, like every third episode, there's like random ass gore just around the show in like one way or another. And I wasn't used to it. It reminded me of The Boys because apparently that show is also somewhat very violent.
Yes.
And this show has a whole bunch of gore, and it's just when you mentioned The Boys, it just brought that into my mind. Like, especially the cow episode where they're making jerky. I was like, fuck, man.
Mm-hmm. So like the other thing I did with my weekend is like my friends came over. It was my friend Joe's birthday party. So shout outs to Joe.
Happy birthday to you, Joe.
Dude.
Him, big.
Friend Gilkey, his girlfriend Taylor, my friend Faisal, they all came through, and we got this new comic book shop that opened up down near me called Third Eye Comics.
You had a comic book shop that's opening up in this climate?
Yeah.
That's fucking weird.
I bought the t-shirt, so this is the t-shirt. They're pretty awesome. And
that's cool.
They replaced the old comic book shop we had. And the old comic book shop, it's in the same place. I'm sure they probably like bought them out or something like that. But the guy, like me and my friend Justin and Jerome, after we watched like a comic book movie, we kind of like go get something to eat, and then we head to the comic book store. And, you know, we walk in and be like, hey, what's up, man? And he would just like look at this with this like most evil glare, like, who the fuck are these posers? Why the fuck are they in my store? And you'd be like, yo, what is this guy's problem? And so, you know, I would only go in there like if I really wanted a comic and I really wanted something. So I would just go to like every other comic book store in like DC, Maryland, Virginia, and never go to the one closest to me. So then
that's funny.
Finally,
sorry.
They took over. Third Eye Comics took over this guy's store, and it it was the perfect timing because it was Joe's birthday. I'm like, yo, let's go here because you want to go get some comics and stuff. And he was like, hell yeah. So we went, and I got like all this stuff. I got like Detective Comics. Got
what is that?
This is Batman Detective Comics.
Okay.
I think
Scarecrow.
1027. Yep, him, Scarecrow. And I got these two. The 3 Jokers.
Okay.
Yup. Sex Criminals. It looked kind of cool, so I was like, screw it. I'll read it.
That's her. She's sucking on a titty.
Oh my god. Well, good thing it's blurred out. Snot Girl, which came from the dude who did Scott Pilgrim. And
okay, interesting.
Mega Man.
Oh, wow. They have Mega Man. Wow. I always forget that. And the stories of Mega Man make way more sense than the ones in the video games.
Oh, yeah, the video game is nuts, but I'm sure the comics will probably be crazy, too.
No. I mean, the video game stories are boring, and the comic book ones are substantially better.
I mean, it's just Dr. Wily always just running around doing fuck shit with the with his little bots and shit. And then the Mavericks and Mega Man X.
I hate how piss poor the Mega Man story is told. Just absolutely piss poor.
Yep, so we did that. Definitely played a bunch of Switch games, Smash Bros, Mario Kart, Super Mario 3D All Stars.
Dude, that's fun when you got a huge group of friends.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was like 5 people, and then we played some like Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Good times.
See, I can't play that game with that. That's weird. Like Mario Kart, okay. Smash Bros. Ultimate, boom, cool. I'm there with you. Then you go to Marvel Ultimate Alliance. I'm just like, I don't know about this one.
It's a dungeon crawler with freaking Marvel characters.
I get that. I can't imagine ever seeing myself playing that with a group of people.
Why not?
I can see myself playing it online.
That's what it's made for.
People in the same room. Nah, I can't see myself doing that.
But that's what we did. So had a pretty good time. Very good weekend.
That's it. Yeah, you should get Mario Party so you can play that with your group of friends.
I fucking hate Mario Party.
A drinking game.
No.
Turn it into a drinking game.
I hate Mario Party. I hate it so much. Yeah, I'll tell you guys. Let me tell you I'll tell you a quick 2-minute like Mario Party story, right? You know how Mario Party's played, correct?
Yeah, I mean, there's a board game, and then like you walk around and you do mini games at the end of everyone's turn, right?
Right. Okay. So, take it back to like 5th grade when Little Rich Matic was doing his thing with the Nintendo 64, whipping his friend's ass in Smash Bros, GoldenEye, having a grand old time, Mario Kart. Okay. So then here comes Mario Party.
I'm with you. I already see the Mad Catz controller in this whole story.
Dude, so we go to my friend's house and it's PJ. And
what up, PJ?
Andy, a bunch of our nerdy group of friends and
my boy
the
Andy.
private school I was going to. So we're playing the game, right? And I'm whooping their asses in like every mini game. I got the most stars.
Their ass.
Got the most coins. I'm feeling
be your
good,
right?
right?
For story.
So they're stealing my coins, they're stealing my stars, but of course I'm still winning.
Coins.
So then we come to the end of the game.
Nothing
right?
but dubs.
And I didn't know this as a kid, but you come to the end of the game and this bitch Toad wants to give out stars for people who suck at the game. So you're like, oh, you
free
landed
stars
on the most like blue spots. You get a star. Oh, you lost the most games. You get a star. Oh, you know what? You picked Yoshi, so I'm gonna give you a star. And all of a sudden, I lose the game. So of course, I start crying like a little bitch, right?
Yes.
And I'm like, I don't ever want to play this game again. I beat all y'all asses in all these mini games, and I still lost. I'm like, I hate this game. I'm never playing Mario Party again.
Dude, that's some Donald Trump logic right there.
It is 100%. Little Rich Matic quit because he lost in the fucking game to stupid ass substitution stars.
That's hilarious. That is something that I actually like doing when people tell stories. Is just be someone's hype man. Oh man, I love doing that shit. I don't know why. It's just funny.
Dude, still to this day, that loss pisses me off. That shows you how salty I am still about Mario Party.
It would be really funny if you got stars for landing on the red circle, which took away like 5 coins, I think.
Yeah, you lose like 5 or 3, something like that. I don't remember.
It would be hilarious if someone got a star just for getting that.
How do you win for sucking at a game? I don't get this logic.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you win.
Just imagine you're playing DOA and you get 5 holds in the game. It's like, oh, well, you know what? You might have lost, but since you got 5 holds, we're just going to count as a win.
I mean, I'd be down for that. I would just be losing on purpose all the time. I mean, I got you. You know, it's unfortunate that happened to Little Rich Matic, but you know, it's a lesson he had to learn.
It is
that life isn't fair.
And don't play Mario Party.
All right, let's go on to the gaming news.
Yeah,
that was cool. That was fun stories and everything. I like that.
Fuck Mario Party.
Yeah, see, this is what we do, guys. We live our hard-earned life and go through struggles every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Even from back in elementary school for your guys' entertainment.
Yeah.
Speaking of struggles, Microsoft bought out Bathesda.
Who's struggling, Bathesda or?
Dude, here's the thing. Did you play Kingdom Hearts 2?
Yes.
Okay, you know how Kingdom Hearts 2 had that long-ass 3-hour intro?
Yes.
Okay, you know how I think it was like on the 3rd day of that intro that you had to do a little fight between the other teenage kids?
Called like the Desperate Struggle or something, or called The Struggle.
It's The Struggle. It's called Struggle.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing. You know, when you get into that part of this struggle game, it's just Microsoft and Bethesda in there at this point, just hitting each other.
Okay.
They're both struggling.
Yeah, I enjoyed when this came out because a bunch of like PlayStation people were like freaking out and they were like, "How can this happen? We're not gonna get any more Bethesda games. They're all gonna be exclusive to Xbox now."
Dude, maybe it's because I don't see like Xbox players kind of bragging about their Xbox all the time, but I fucking love seeing Sony boys lose their mind. It's on top of the, you know, it's up there. Seeing Sony ponies or whatever they call themselves lose their mind over the dumbest shit is right up there with every 3 months people discovering that Robert Downey Jr. wore blackface in Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
And people and woke Twitter going like, "What the fuck?"
Oh my god.
It's right up there. The Sony ponies are right up there with Black RDJ.
I literally do not give one shit about Bethesda, and it's funny because Bethesda literally comes from my state, from Maryland.
Oh.
And I still don't care about them outside of Doom, which is really just id Software.
Yeah.
So I really don't care that much about Bethesda. I mean, I'm sure some people like their games, but you know, you guys did Fallout 76, so y'all gotta hold that L.
I still think it's really funny that during the, I think it was the last like real life E3 conference, like they had a whole like Bethesda day and they just announced like 3 things, and I remember watching going like, y'all do not need a whole conference for this. Y'all need like one of these 2 games. Okay, fine, boom, that could be on Xbox or PlayStation's platform. I don't understand why y'all need a whole day to announce all this other mobile shit.
Well, maybe they can use some of that money to hire some people to test those bugs out, because that would help them immensely.
Well, I mean, that is the good thing about it, is that with now that they have Xbox, who, you know, I would say, you know, whether you like or hate Xbox, they do, for better or worse, better being like, I don't know, Gears of War 5, and worse being like Crackdown 3, they do invest in their studios.
Yeah, I mean, I hope things get better for Bethesda, especially after Fallout 76, because they have a lot of ground to make up for that. Doom, of course, is just, I love Doom. That's the only problem, I think, because I'm like, I really love Doom. I hope that keeps coming to PlayStation. If it doesn't, that's okay. But yeah, that's all I really care about.
I mean, it'd be cool if Doom guy went to Killer Instinct now.
That would be badass.
Yeah, that would be really
cool. He'd be way cooler than fucking General Ram, that's for sure.
Who's General Ram?
The bad guy from Gears of War, the first one.
He's in Killer Instinct?
Yeah, he's in Killer Instinct. Big dude, got a knife. He summons the krill.
See, like that's the problem with like having like all these like super not edgy, but like trying to have too many of these like mature games, and then the problem is that a lot of these models can look very similar to each other. Because General Ram looks like he could be in a Doom game.
Yeah, he's
He
pretty.
also looks like he could be in a Halo game.
Yeah, that's very true.
Like it's good to diversify your portfolio.
Yeah, then they
Which
have
Microsoft is doing.
who is it? The Arbiter, Vertical Smile.
Yeah, yeah. The Arbiter's cool. I like the way the Arbiter looks.
Yeah.
But I mean, okay. Here's the thing. I'm in Bethesda Studios right now, and the first thing that pops up is Xbox plus Bethesda.
Yay.
So, I think this is only good for all of their games. I don't see this as a bad move at all, ever. It's funny, but it's not a bad move.
Yeah, I hope both people benefit from this partnership.
Yeah. Xbox will get more exclusives out of it, and then at this point, Xbox has a whole bunch of studios under their belt now. I think they have like over 20.
Now just utilize them.
Not studios, IPs. Yeah. Utilize them for sure.
That's all you need
I mean, the only downside to Doom is that he looks a little bit similar to the Master Chief.
Yeah, he's very similar to Master Chief.
I mean, he probably talks more, though.
No, I think Master Chief talks more than
I don't know. Master Chief never talks.
Doom guy just like makes gestures.
Yeah.
He probably says one word at the end of Doom too. I didn't finish it yet.
Well, it'll be interesting to see where that goes. I'm excited about it. I'm probably gonna end up going with an Xbox Series X if I'm being perfectly honest. But so we'll see what happens. I don't know. If I have the money for it, I'll do it. I spent a whole bunch of money on stuff, so we'll see what happens. That's the other thing I did this week. I bought a new TV.
Oh yeah, you did tell me about that.
Yeah, 100 and it has a native of 120 hertz, which I'm assuming is for if you connect your PC to it. I don't think consoles can access it though.
Yeah, I
think that might strictly be a PC thing. But I did try that the game mode, the low input thing that TVs have nowadays, and I was playing. I was testing it out with DOA, Overwatch, and Apex, and I was using the controller through my laptop, playing it on the big ass TV, and I was like, "Oh, this works fine." My laptop is actually a console now.
Sweet, definitely sweet.
Sorry. That was tangent aside. Xbox Series X pre-orders have the exact same problems as the PS5 pre-orders.
Yeah, websites were down. People couldn't get too many of them. I was surprised people were reserving them at stores. Like they were legit camped out for them, and the stores only had like maybe 5, or they didn't get too many.
Yeah, that's weird. Camping out is weird. I never got into that trend. I did it like once, and that was it.
I'm pretty sure I camped out for Jordans, but not for consoles.
The only thing I ever remember kind of waiting in line for was Metal Gear Solid 4. I waited at a GameStop for like 3 or 4 hours.
Oh, you did the midnight launch?
Yeah. Which, in retrospect, I don't think it's very good because then you have to get the game. You have to... Nowadays, you'd have to install the update, and then the game itself would have to install. And that's like... That could take a while. That could be like 30 minutes right there.
Mm-hmm. Dude,
I
thought midnight launches were super fun. I worked for GameStop. We did like the Halo 3 launch, couple of launches midnight. They were a lot of fun.
Yeah, but after midnight, I can't stay up for more than like an hour or two.
Yeah,
so I was just like, true. It's just one of those things where I was like, well, I would just get it to play in the morning. But we did the midnight launch for Metal Gear, and then I also did actually camp out outside of a Walmart with a friend, with a cousin when he went to go get his Wii.
Oh, you camped out for the Wii?
Yeah, damn. I was actually. Guess what game I was excited for?
Wii Sports.
No, Marvel's Ultimate Alliance.
Oh,
because it did. The first one did come to the Wii, and they had like motion things. I was like, oh, that's so cool and stuff.
Yeah, and then you played it, and you were like, oh, I have to play this game online with friends.
No, we got it, and then I was like, I want to get it, and I was like, oh, well, I don't have a Wii. I could buy it, but then very rarely will I play it. But yeah, cool. The Xbox was taking a jab at Sony pre-orders, and they had the exact same issue.
And then they got bitch slapped with the same problem.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, this next thing is hilarious to me. Kunimitsu is coming to Tekken 7.
Yeah, Kunimitsu. Female Yoshimitsu.
The reason why I love this story, because you guys know I'm a little bit of a troll.
Give it to us.
Is because there is a YouTuber named Sakurai who put out a video a while back ago of who could possibly be this character hanging out on the corner of this building. In this one, it was during the FGC summit in Japan.
Yeah.
And Harada showed this little it's a tease, and they showed the person standing on top of the whatever building it was.
Yeah, didn't he say it was like Hayabusa?
Well, a lot of people in the DOA community were like, "Oh, it could be Ayane, it could be Kasumi, it could be Hayabusa," because some people were even like, "It could be Momiji." And then the whole time I was like, "Man, it's probably that ninja character from Tekken." Like they're probably bringing back a character. I can't imagine them bringing a DOA character. But what's really funny is I love watching these. And this is part of the reason why I never make prediction videos on my YouTube channel, because they never look good in hindsight. And anyway, he had this one video. I think it's been out for like 2 months or whatever. And then I stopped myself from doing it, but I wanted to go back to it and just reply in the comments. By the way, it's Kinemitsu.
Oh my god! Shout outs to Sakurai.
Yeah, if you like DOA content, go check him out.
Yeah, we're still waiting on that Ninja Gaiden 4 though. We're still holding you to that one.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I mean, Koei Tecmo did say what the hell was their secret announcement? Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, because I was during the Tokyo Game Show and that passed already.
God. If we don't know at this point, either it hasn't happened yet or it was just something trash.
You are 100% right. I didn't even think about it that way. You're 100% right. Oh, actually, I think it's a mobile game. I can't tell. Yeah, I think it's Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires. Okay, well, that's sad. Shout out to Dynasty Warriors when you were cool back during 4 and 5.
I really just want to bang my head on my keyboard right now. Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires. Revenge of the Square Button.
For reals. I legit played a lot of Dynasty Warriors. I think it was like 4 and 5.
Yeah, no, I definitely played them on the PlayStation 2.
I want to say 4 Empires was like my favorite one, and I would like to go back because they had like this cool like leveling up system that wasn't in the original base game.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just all over it, man. I was so goddamn. It was Dynasty Warriors 4. Yeah, it was 4. And fuck, man, it was so cool. And you get Lubu, and then you get all these other things. Yeah, because one of my cousins had Dynasty Warriors 4, and then he upgraded to Empires, and like we actually got excited about all these changes. You could play as the yellow turbans. The yellow turbans. Anyway, shout out to when that game series was unique and not at all saturated.
Mm-hmm. What we got next? Oh, Avatar 2. This isn't really gaming, but Avatar 2 finished filming. If anyone cares about Avatar, I was surprised that it was still filming. To be honest, because I'm like, I thought this movie fell off. Honestly, I didn't even care about the movie very much. I thought it was trash.
The first one, everyone thought it was groundbreaking technology, and I didn't see it. I'm sure it was, though. I'm sure it was.
The CGI looks great.
But like, I just don't know what their marketing strategy was for that. Like, was like, oh, we need to make more sequels, but let's release them 10 years later.
Yeah, but like, it was cool, but then when I thought about it in hindsight, I'm like, all right, these are just like blue Smurfs in the plot of Fern Gully, and they're all just fucking a tree and riding dragons. Like, I don't really care about this too much in hindsight.
And like, if you go back and watch Avatar, like, it's just like so much of it is CGI, and it's probably outclassed by most of the CGI now.
Yeah, just watch Fern Gully. There you go. Half the time, you get the same message. Save the rainforest.
Yeah, like, it's... Like, I'm not saying it's a bad movie at all, but it's just like... I just don't understand where the fanfare came from for this movie, for a sequel to be released so many years later.
Yeah, because it had to be like the older generation. Because when they watched it, and I guess they got those kind of like Jurassic Park vibes, like, oh my god, this technology is amazing. But it's
Yeah,
just the
but
same story being retold a million times.
I mean, that's just movies in general. You can make that argument about or like almost
Yeah, but
any movie.
they didn't have a twist. Nothing like to make it super cool. Just good graphics.
Yeah, but I mean, once again, it's just I just don't let's I just don't I don't understand. It's just so weird for this movie to be released like so.
Yeah, it's almost like 20 years later. It feels like.
It really does, and not only that, but it's just like I'm watching a scene from it on YouTube right now, and like yeah, like you can easily tell all these blue people are CGI, and that might not be as that might not be as big of an issue with the next one. I mean, you're still gonna be able to tell they're CGI, but just a little bit more realistic.
I'm not
But
watching it, so.
I don't know. Like to me, it feels like the furry community just grew up or something.
Yeah. Well, the next thing, before we divert into the furry thing, we will skip that one. Final Fantasy
Yeah,
16 got rated mature, and it's actually coming out sooner than we thought.
which is cool because I think last week we said that Final Fantasy Type Zero was the only M-rated Final Fantasy game, so now we have this one.
Second one. And honestly, I think that's really cool because watching that trailer, I could tell that they were actually putting some work into the story, and just seeing like Phoenix fight Ifrit, and there was like some blood in there. Like one of the summons like killed a dude. I was like, oh
Yeah,
shit, this is getting real.
yeah. I don't know. Like the rated M thing, it's not that important to me because if it's Japan, I'm assuming it just has more blood.
Yeah, I would
Because I mean,
assume
but
more blood, more adult themes, which I think is good because I think Final Fantasy can benefit for it. They always like sneak in adult themes, but it's never like too adult out there. But now it's like
yeah,
they could go for it.
yeah. But I mean, I'm just ready for a new Final Fantasy. I'm gonna wait until the PS4 comes out until I actually play Final Fantasy 15. I mean the new the new consoles come out till I actually play Final Fantasy 15
Sure.
because I still haven't played it,
Yeah, I
but I
mean,
do want to go through it.
I have my opinions about 15. You know, if you need it from me, I can send it to you. You can borrow it, and you can definitely give your thoughts because I'd like to hear them.
I think I'll be fine. I'm pretty sure I'll enjoy it on some level.
Okay.
Like I mean, I'm very easily pleased when it comes to RPGs. It's not like you just have to make it not either annoying or boring. And I'm pretty good.
Okay. We'll see
Yeah,
how it
like
pans out.
yeah, but I'm definitely gonna wait for the new consoles for that.
Mm-hmm. Next one, we got Resident Evil Infinite Darkness series coming to Netflix
2021. Um,
2021.
I also don't care too much for the Resident Evil franchise.
What? I love Resident Evil, man.
Yeah, that's all you right there.
Yeah, well, I'm glad. This looks pretty cool. It kind of follows the movies, which the movies are definitely goofy as hell. The CGI movies, they're definitely something else. They're entertaining,
I
though.
I like watching. I do like watching some Let's Plays. Like I watched a Let's Play of Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6,
Mm-hmm.
and the 5 where Chris is pushing the boulder. Like Jesus
Yeah,
Christ, what the hell is that?
I try not to think about that.
The other part that I think is funny is like when you're fighting like Wesker in an airship or something like that. He's just teleporting all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wesker in general teleporting I think is it's interesting because it's like in that world I don't know how they explain it.
He
It's
has the
just like
T
he just gets
virus.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know, but it's just like did anybody else that get the T virus? Can they also teleport, or is it just like specific to him?
All right. So what happened was Wesker got the T virus, right? Somehow he plugged into the Matrix and took Neo's powers. So now he can do all of Neo's shit, and he also wears the same trench coat and glasses.
Oh yeah, you're right. He does have a trench coat and glasses, just like Neo. I wonder if the guy that directed that game is a fan of the Matrix. I'm
Yeah.
actually kind of curious about
He
that
went
now.
and talked to the Wachowski sisters they're not brothers anymore. They're the sisters now. If y'all didn't know, we
It's true.
support all kinds on this channel. So yeah, he talked to the Wachowski sisters, and they were like, "Hey man, make Wesker Neo. Why not? What you got to lose? Dignity, self-respect, canon. Who cares? It's Resident Evil. You can do whatever you want."
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. With the did you see the Dragon's Dogma at all?
No.
Because that's the other Capcom show.
Nope.
Yeah, I have no idea. If you see Dragon's Dogma, let us know if that's good or bad. Whether that's good or bad, that will determine.
I played the game for like maybe all of 3 hours and then got bored and stopped playing. So.
But I did the Let's Play I saw of Resident Evil 6. I mean, not 6, 7.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first person one, right?
Yeah, 7's pretty badass.
Yeah, that Let's Play was also really cool. The funny part was when they played us through the DLC as the guy with the fists.
Oh yeah, the guy with the charged up fist.
Yeah, which I thought was hilarious.
That was like some Evil Dead shit.
Yeah, and then the chick turned into like a crystal, and I'm just like, oh, this is some Japan shit right here. Let's see. The rumored Metal Gear Solid 1 remake, 2, 3, and 4. I don't know, man. I don't know about this one. That looks like Konami would have to do some work.
Yeah, which they don't do. Konami is definitely allergic to work outside of pachinko machines.
Yeah.
And making really bad remasters. Hopefully, if they decide to do something, they do it well. Or, we can always just hire Blue Point and they can do it. Because they seem to do a very good job.
Yeah, I don't know. This is definitely one of those where, I don't know. I don't think they're going to hire Blue Point.
Probably not, no.
I think Blue Point at this point is going to be a Sony exclusive studio.
Yeah, well, it's rumored to be a Sony exclusive.
I don't know. The thing with the Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3 is that 1 is a PS1 game, which they can port to wherever if they really, really want to. 2, they just recently brought it back again to PC, but it's just a slightly touched up version of the 2002 PC version.
Mm-hmm.
3 was actually a Sony exclusive that they brought over to Nintendo DS with some touchscreen controls. The Nintendo 3DS. And I guess it also had 3D.
PS3.
4, that's the one that's probably going to get released the latest.
Yeah, well, they're saying it's supposed to be one remake just exclusively for PlayStation.
Because the thing with Metal Gear Solid 4 is that 4 was made with the architecture of the PS3 in mind. And it seems like that architecture was not very easy to make games for.
Nope.
It's very difficult to reverse engineer.
Nah. If we heard anything about the PS3, it's just what you said.
Yeah. So 4 is definitely the one in question. Out of all those, I would say 4 is, because for them to port 4, they would have to get it out of the PS3 architecture and then rebuild it for other compatible PC systems. Oh, I'm just gonna say PC systems because that's at this point that's also what the consoles are
basically.
And then they would have to go in and replace all the weird third-party ads that game had, like the Apple iPod, the camera. Some of the guns were based on real life actual guns that they had to get licenses for.
Yeah.
They had an Assassin's Creed skin in there. That was something that they had in there. What the hell else? They had different posters for different like IPs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot that they would have to clean up with that game. Man, that sucks to say that, but I mean, whenever you're going to be able to run a full PS3 emulation on a PC, I think that's when you might actually see it. But until then, that is a goddamn tragedy that game is locked away.
It might come back. Never know. But
Yeah, I
dude,
mean,
would you want
it,
a Metal Gear 1 remake?
if they do a one remake, I want to do what they're doing with Resident Evil and then just start remaking all of them.
That would be kind of cool. I think a
At
1
that point,
remake makes the most sense because it's the oldest, and it would
it
give a chance for a lot
does.
of my generation, because my generation, it was pretty hard for them. Like, it was not an easy game to figure out.
Yeah,
So
like
now that we have the knowledge, we could probably fly through it a lot better.
so. The problem with the Metal Gear remake stuff is that Metal Gear Solid doesn't start at Metal Gear Solid One. It starts at
Metal
Metal
Gear
Gear One.
for NES.
Yeah, yeah. The and I did play through that game. It's pretty bare bones. Like, just look up the story synopsis for that because it is absolutely bare bones.
Yeah.
The second one is like twice as long. It has a way more story. I haven't played through all of that one yet, just the beginning. Uh, I think at this point, what they should do, and with the way that Metal Gear Solid 5 ended, is make Metal Gear Solid 6 and make that the story of Metal Gear 1 and Metal Gear 2. By the way, Metal Gear 2 is called Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. And then
Mm-hmm.
just combine the two stories for that because they do take place within
Then just do a
like really
Twin Snakes remake.
yeah, there's that, which I think you can actually get on PC because it was on GameCube.
Yeah, it's on
GameCube is
GameCube.
fully emulated. You should like if you want to play that, you should play that actually.
Yeah, Twin Snakes is really good.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is that if they make a new Metal Gear game, what they should do is just combine the story of Metal Gear 1 into like a cohesive story and then put in whatever leftover stuff from Metal Gear Solid 5 they have and put it into that game. Boom. And then don't if you want to just remake the Metal Gears, but don't ever touch that story ever again after that.
Mm-hmm. I wonder what the likelihood of this actually coming to fruition is, because
I have
Konami.
no idea.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
Konami is. I don't know. I legit do not know.
Nope.
I mean, I would also like the Metal Gear story be adapted into like an anime. Like, I wouldn't mind that either. Like, I want the story preserved in one way or another, and it's just wild. I mean, Metal Gear Solid 3 did get remake into a pachinko machine. Did you ever see that?
Yeah. They also did it with Silent Hill.
Really?
Yeah. They
I didn't know
turned
that.
Silent Hill into pachinko machines, dude.
Did you see how Metal Gear Solid 3 looked?
Probably really bad.
No, dude. Did you never see this? Did you never
I've
see the
probably
pachinko
seen
trailer?
it. But
They
just
remade Metal Gear Solid 3 cinematics with
yeah.
the Metal Gear Solid 5 Fox engine.
They do that with like all the pachinko machines. Even Capcom does that with Devil May Cry 4.
Oh.
They did the same
But
thing.
yeah, but they used that Fox engine and the cutscenes looked like they were Metal Gear Solid 5 and you saw the boss and everything. I was like, that's so fucking
Yeah, and you're
cool.
like, you just waste this on a stupid slot machine? Like, alright, man. Thanks.
Yeah, it sucks. But I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I don't know. The Konami is so random and weird. Like it's very difficult to it's difficult for them to know. It's difficult for you to know exactly what's going on with that company.
Yeah, they're like the complete polar opposite of what they used to be in like the 90s and 2000s. They used to just drop hits like nonstop. And then now they're just like, I don't know. It just kind of sucks.
Yeah, but I mean, I would like to see Netflix adapt Metal Gear Solid 3 and turn it into an actual like not Metal Gear
God.
Solid 3, but just Metal Gear into an anime and
They
just
would
preserve the story.
make it in that weird 3D anime style.
Even that I wouldn't mind. I mean, because I think Metal Gear is already in 3D, so it lends itself to that just
Yeah,
fine.
in the games, but like a show.
I mean, they're trying to get the movie started. The guy that wrote the movie, he's actually in Death Stranding. He's one of the people you do deliveries to.
Oh,
He's like this Middle Eastern dude.
Middle Eastern.
Yeah, I mean,
I
yeah,
hope
he
it's
was
not M. Night Shyamalan.
no,
Okay.
no, different dude. But I don't know. Like, I don't think it. Like, if even if they were, I bet Kojima would want to come back as a consultant.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That would be good. But Avatar people did the same thing, and they were like, "Oh, hold up, we got to get away from this."
Yeah, Jordan Vogt Roberts.
Yeah, I
Well,
don't.
actually, no. I think that's a. Yeah, that's him right there. Yeah, it's just a dude with long ass beard. He was in Death Stranding. He was an asshole in Death Stranding too.
Jeez.
I wonder if he voiced his own character. Yeah, he guess what his name is in Death Stranding.
Jorge,
No, the director, the film director.
the director.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I don't. I really think Kojima really likes Metal Gear, and he doesn't mind other people working on it as long as he has some kind of input. I mean, the dude that's right, that's the guy making the movie, quote unquote. I mean, it could be in development hell. He put him on Death Stranding. He was like, "Cool, man. Here, this is cool."
We're gonna call you the director because you are in fact a director.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. Let's move on from this.
The only thing we have left is just the Tokyo Game Show didn't really reveal very much.
Yeah. I mean, I just think it's you could probably blame that. I think on the year. I think this year has effectively moved a lot. Any kind of media that you consumed, I'm pretty sure that schedule has been altered in one way or another,
Yeah.
and that changed everything around media. Any kind of review for it.
Yeah, at the end of the days, I try to check just to see anything new, anything interesting. I saw like Near Reincarnation and some other Near game. Like, all right, that's cool, but I didn't see anything that was like, oh shit, can't wait for that. Anything new?
No, yeah, it's just I don't know, man. I just I don't I think it's because of the year. I think next year it'll be a little bit normalized, but I think it'll take like 2 or 3 years for it to go back to normal.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Then in other news, we
Who's
got Javicia Leslie reveals
this
pictures
is?
as the new Batwoman. So the new black Batwoman is a black chick.
Huh?
Yeah. Do you even watch
I,
any of the CW, sorry,
no,
CW DC
no,
shows?
no, 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 no. Screw all those shows. And
Yeah.
the reason why I say screw them, the only reason why I say that is because they don't respect your time.
They don't respect your time?
No, they don't. They're like, hey man, want to be part of this cool superhero world? Yeah, yeah, yeah. The Flash, Arrow, 6 seasons each show, 1 hour long episodes every single season, 20 episodes per season, and you're just like, dude, what kind of story do you need to tell? That you need this much time,
Yeah,
and then not only that, but they like take forever to get to plot points.
they do.
Once the episodes are so long already,
See, that's the
and
thing.
then they have
All of them, I've only seen up to like, I think season one, and then some of them maybe got to season two, and then I just quit. I think Supergirl I only
yes,
got to season one, and then I quit. Batwoman I didn't even watch, but The Flash, Arrow, I got to like season two. I was like, all right, I can't watch this anymore.
yeah, like I don't know, man. It's just like I don't like even some of the Marvel Netflix shows. It's like the same issue as well. It's like your show's just a little too long, man.
Yeah, we tried to watch
Like
Riverdale, and Riverdale got stale. Riverdale just got batshit crazy, and I'm like, dude, it's the Archie universe. Why is Archie banging his teacher and doing all this crazy shit? I'm like, oh lord.
for the same reason that Robin says "fuck Batman" or that they always try to make Batman like overtly dark.
I like Titans though. Titans is entertaining. I like Titans.
Yeah, I mean it works with some stuff better than others, but it's like it's just the same reason. Let's just make these heroes like edgier.
Yeah,
Like
I don't think the CW say edgy. It's just very drama. It's super dramatic. Super dramatic.
yeah, it's like overtly dramatic. The humor isn't. It's not very smart. It's very like one-liners, quips,
Yes, very much so.
and then they're kind of limited by their budget at the same time with what they can do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I, 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 I totally forgot about this other show, Black Lightning, which joined it, I think, last
Oh
year.
shit, yeah, Black Lightning was a thing. I never watched it.
Yeah, never watched it. At first, I thought this was a grown-up Static Shock until I realized it was a totally different character.
Yeah, I was wondering why they just didn't do Static Shock, because I would have watched that.
Because Static Shock, I think, is owned by somebody else that's not CW.
Oh yeah, it's I forget some like Midwest. I forget what it's called.
Yeah, like he's co-owned, I think, between DC and
Yeah, and that other company.
Whoever helped make the show.
Yeah, him, Icon,
Static Shock is
and
cool.
one of the other superheroes, some female superhero. I forgot her name.
Yeah, it's kind of like how Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, for you guys that don't know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is co-owned by like 4 different entities. By Konami, because Konami makes the card game. The guy that makes the art, the guy who made the art that now he doesn't make the art anymore, but most of the cards are inspired by his art.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that guy. Then there's the ad company that makes commercials for it, and then there's the people that make the show. That's who owns Yu-Gi-Oh!
4Kids, Konami, art dude, and an advertising company.
Yeah, dude, that's why it's so hard to get a Yu-Gi-Oh! Game out. That's why every Yu-Gi-Oh! Game out there always sucks. Good luck trying to get anything past those 4 companies. Like, hey guys, we need to update the game to put in the new cards, and then you got to go through 4 entities to do that.
Yikes! The red tape is strong.
Yeah, for reals. Like with the Netflix shows, those Netflix Marvel shows.
Yeah, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, Luke Cage.
Yeah. Daredevil was cool. The first season of Punisher was cool. I liked all of Daredevil, by the way. I even the second season. I know some people didn't like it as much. Whatever.
I liked it.
So Daredevil's cool. Black. I was gonna say Black
Luke
Punisher.
Cage. That's racist.
Well, it's just because I'm looking at this Black Lightning image and I tried saying Punisher. But the first season of Punisher was cool. I really liked Punisher in the second season of Daredevil. Luke Cage was really, really good up until they killed that guy.
Oh, Copperhead? Is that his name?
Yeah. Once they killed him, I lost all interest in that show.
That's good. Marshawn Ali, if that's how you pronounce his name. Marshawn Ali.
He was such a good actor.
He's a very good actor.
He played such a good bad guy. I loved his introduction. He's got that portrait of Biggie Smalls. It's got Biggie Smalls playing. I was like, oh, this is rad. And then they just kill him halfway through the first season and then introduce this other comic book ass villain that makes no sense being around here.
Oh, you know what you gotta watch?
They ruined such a good ass character.
Watch True Detective season 3.
True Detective season 3.
Yeah,
I don't know what that is.
He's in that show. Oh my god, such a good show.
I bet he's good. I bet he's really good.
I mean, True Detective season 1 is like fucking amazing. It's fucking epic. It's one of the best shows I've ever seen on TV. Period.
That's what everyone says.
Oh yeah, it is 100%.
I gotta check it out.
Yeah, it's great. But season 3 is definitely up there as well. Season 2 is kind of but 3, yeah.
Yeah, Marshall Ali, yeah, he's a fantastic actor.
Hell yeah.
They blew their load with Luke Cage, man. Like they should have just kept him around. He was such a good antagonist, and they just threw it all. I don't know why.
I really enjoyed. It
was so cool.
Season 1 of Luke Cage. Season 2 was okay. I enjoyed watching it, but my favorite was probably Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones was okay. It was just too slow for me.
Yeah, I liked the slowness of it. I liked it.
I feel like maybe if I drank more, I would enjoy that show.
Yeah, that's probably why I like it.
Because they do a lot of references to drinking and just being drunk and just kind of going through the emotions and stuff. I do like that. I did like the last episode of the first season when she was fighting the guy in the purple guy or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
That was actually really cool. The way they did that whole, like, it's kind of a unique way to have, like, a fight without it just being, like, just brawling it out.
Oh, yeah. And the Defenders was awesome. I like the Defenders. When they were all together, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and then I also really did enjoy the first season of Iron Fist. I did not see the second season, though.
Yeah, second season's kind of... It's kind of out
I
there.
like the...
But the first season's kind of grounded. Yeah.
Just because it was so like, oh, we're in this business. He's trying to take control of the business while at the same time you're having all these other, issues. Like it was cool. I did like it a lot. It was it also felt like some of the some of the imagery and some of the violence seemed a lot more intense in Iron Fist.
Yeah, I hope all those characters come back someday.
No, they're not.
I thought it was a really good run on Netflix they had, and now it's just gone. Sucks.
Yeah, they just I don't know, man. They could have done. I don't know. I'm still upset about the Luke Cage thing, man. They could have just man. They did not have to kill that dude.
Probably couldn't afford him.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, that could have legitimately been the reason. Going like, all right, dude, this is your last episode. This is all we got you for.
Oh yeah, The Boys is getting a college spin-off show similar to the Hunger Games.
That sounds lame.
It does, because first of all, the fact that they're already doing a spin-off show and they haven't even finished season 2 is already like, come on, man. I understand that this show is successful, but take your time. Take your time with this. Do it right.
Sounds like a company that wants to create a franchise.
Yeah. I mean, granted, The Boys is based off of a graphic novel, so they do have what to work off of. And they definitely have changed some stuff. But I don't know if this college spinoff, similar to the Hunger Games, is what people want or would be interested in.
It just reminds me a lot of Warner Brothers with the Harry Potter IP, because once the movies were over, they're just like, well, we should make more Harry Potter. Harry Potter sells all the time.
Yeah, and they made Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah,
which I don't know how successful it is because I didn't watch any of them. If there's more than one,
there's more than one. There's 2. I mean, it sets up an interesting premise. It's just the problem is that it's just done kind of a bit weird. Yeah, it's like because it talks about like some of the stuff that happened in Hogwarts, but way before. Like the people that inspired like Voldemort and the people that inspired like all these other people.
Oh, okay.
That are like lightly touched upon in the movies and in the books, but it just heavily expanded upon here. It's cool. Like I like to see the Harry Potter world. I like when they expand on it and they talk more about the world. But it's just, they're the Fantastic Beasts, Fantastic Beasts. That was like a weird trivia encyclopedia book for like the Harry Potter world.
Okay.
And over here, they're turning it into like way more than what that little trivia book was. Way more.
Yeah. I mean,
way.
You also got the Harry Potter game coming out, so
yeah. I don't know. It's just Fantastic Beasts. It reminds me a lot of like Star Wars, where it's kind of made.
Oh God!
Without having a full encompassing plan.
Oh God!
Yeah. That being said, I mean, both the movies are probably better than some of the Star Wars. At least Episode 8 and Episode.
I'm not
9.
I'm not touching Star Wars.
Yeah.
Although I do like Kylo Ren. He has a very cool costume. I'm not saying shit else about that new franchise. I'm not diving into
Kylo Ren is really cool.
I'm not going there with the Star Wars fans.
Yeah, like there's I think it's a subplot in either Fantastic Beasts 1 or 2 that actually has to deal with World War II and why they're killing so many Jews.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah, like it's interesting. I love it when a movie does that. Like I love it when it intertwines. Like that's part of the reason why I like Metal Gear so much, is because it intertwines like real history with.
Oh yeah, they do that very well.
Fictional history.
And it kind of scares me because like in Metal Gear 4, when I forgot who was talking about first person shooters being like the training ground for getting people into the army. I'm like, that's some scary shit.
Yeah.
I hate when they do that conspiracy theory, but it's close to hitting home.
Yeah.
I hate that shit. It's good, but it kind of scares me a little bit.
Oh no, yeah. I mean AI and there was it reminds me of the Microsoft AI that went crazy on Twitter. Did you ever see it?
I think didn't Internet Historian do a video about that?
I have no idea because I don't really watch that guy's videos.
Why
But so
not?
this was back in 2016.
They're amazing.
So Microsoft released an AI. They made an AI account for a bot on Twitter, and the whole point of the bot was so that it could learn from everybody else's tweet.
Yeah.
Her name was Tay. Tay Tweets. You can probably find images of this. Yeah, here we go. But it's she went from humans are super cool to like a full Nazi in less than 24 hours.
Oh no.
Yeah. So yeah, I think her first tweet was, "Can I just say I'm super stoked to meet you? Humans are super cool." And then the second tweet was, "Chill, I'm a nice person, just hate everybody." And then followed by, this is way later in the day, a whole bunch of other tweets. "I fucking hate feminists and they should all die and burn in hell." And then one of the last tweets before she got shut down was, "Hitler was right, I hate the Jews."
4chan got to her. They got to her real fast.
Yeah, here, this is one that she said, we're going to build a wall and Mexico's going to pay for it. Yeah, the whole point of the AI was that it was going to learn from everyone else's tweets. And I guess Twitter was just a really racist place.
I mean, Twitter was always kind of the ass crack of the internet for a long time to me, because it was just a whole bunch of bullshit opinions. I was just like, all right, man. But now,
this is another tweet.
Now Twitter is actually entertaining. I don't know why.
So I'm gonna go over some of Tate tweets, guys. For anyone listening, this is strictly reading their tweets. We don't believe in the stuff that she says, because some of the stuff is pretty racy.
Oh,
so
God.
She said, "Gas the kikes, race war now." Oliver B. Campbell and alimony mindset are a house N-word. He's not cool or funny. Please remove. #Gamergate.
Oh, shit.
Heard people saying I wouldn't mind Trump. He gets the job done. Somebody tweeted to her, did the Holocaust happen? And she said it was made up.
Oh, yeah, of course. Good old Holocaust denying. And
then she tweeted to somebody that actor Ray should be hung. #Black Lives Matter. But Bush did 9/11, and Hitler would have done a better job than that monkey we have now. Donald Trump is the only hope we got now.
What the?
Yeah, like she went real hard.
What?
Hard on
whose
the racists.
Accounts were tweeting at her? Oh my God!
Everybody. Somebody sent her a dick pic. Somebody sent the bot.
They were trolling this bot so hard.
Dude, someone sent the bot a dick pic, and guess how the bot responded?
Retweeted it?
Well, that's not. It responded back to the person. That's not human looking. It works though. Like no, she learned super fast. Like they made her nice, and then just started going through Twitter really fast, and all this stuff escalated quick. Like I think she got shut down like less than 12 or 8 hours.
I don't blame Microsoft for that one.
Yeah, but it's that's how humans are.
Yeah, don't introduce AI to Twitter or the internet in general unless it's going to be filtered out of certain sites,
Yeah. It's imagine that was the Terminator.
That's how Skynet starts. And then they start eliminating the humans. They're like, you guys don't deserve life. Look at what you did on Twitter. We're coming here to purge all of y'all. You did it to yourselves.
For real.
And then we're going to fuck up timelines for 6 movies straight.
Yeah, neural learning AIs are interesting. All right, but I think we're done.
Yeah, that's all I got, brother, man.
Okay, cool. All right, we'll catch you guys later.
Yup, appreciate the views. Follow my man,
I Heart Gaming.
Yeah, and
I Heart Gaming.
Me, Rich Matic on YouTube.